So welcome to this week's Frontline Story. It's been a real benefit of this strange period we've been in the last few weeks, months now, that we've been able to hear from lots of different church members to hear about their frontline stories, what they do and how they've been impacted and how they've been working through this period. And it's great today to welcome Josephine Annan. Welcome, Josephine.
Thank you.
Member of our church for quite a number of years now, and is also a member of our church council, the PCC. And so it's brilliant to be able to hear a bit about Josephine, you, your work, your family life, and what life's been like for you these last couple of months. So can you just begin by just telling people what your job is and what is it that you normally enjoy about it in normal times?
So I teach science in the high school. So I teach physics, chemistry, and biology to GCSE, and I do A-level biology as well. So that's to the older students. What I really love about the job is working with the children. I am passionate about science, so I get to do what I love twice, working with children and teaching science. I really absolutely love it.
Wow. I'm impressed. As someone who seriously struggled with science when I was at school, although I did somehow do physics A-level, but I really struggled. So I'm always impressed with someone who can teach science. So well done. So tell me, how for you has life changed at work and at home since we went into the lockdown?
So at the start of lockdown, it was pretty difficult because I absolutely had no routine. We had to set work for the students online and check that they'd done the work, and phone their houses just to check on their welfare as well. So that was going all right. It was just the lack of routine and waking up thinking, I've got this and this and that to do. How am I going to fit it into the day? That's what I found really, really difficult because I love routine. Over time, the routine came in. I gave myself a bit of routine. And it helped me to set the times when I would phone students, set the time when I would set the work, set the time when I will check on their work to see if they've done the work or not. So routine really, really helped me. The other thing I found quite difficult is not being in touch with colleagues at work, we're in touch online, but not being in touch like face-to-face with them. I found that very difficult. Not being with the students face-to-face, I found that difficult as well. In time, we now teach online, so that has eased a bit in terms of my own guilt of not teaching the children. I felt really, really bad about not teaching them, but teaching them online has eased that guilt. It is really good. In as much as we don't really see the children, I know that I'm getting some learning out of them during this lockdown time. So that has been good. The other thing that I think I found good during the lockdown is finding time to go on walks. So that's personally for me. I mean, I've lived in West Drayton for 10 years and I did not have a clue Little Britain existed. So.
Like you found Little Britain.
Yeah, so I found the joys of Little Britain. I found the joys of other walks along the canal. So that has been a positive impact on me, I must say. Yeah.
That's really good. So, so at the moment, all the teaching is still online, is it? Are you doing any face-to-face teaching yet?
Personally, I'm not. Some teachers are, because we have year 10 and some year 12s coming in. They come into school once a week, every child, because they are very staggered. So at the moment, I'm not. Other teachers are going in to teach them once a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is it like teaching a lesson online when you haven't got the kids in front of you? And I don't know whether you can see them at all. What's that?
We can't see them because I have my camera on, but they have their cameras off.
Ah.
Yes. And so that was a bit difficult to start off with. Like I can see what they're doing. But they can answer questions in the chat, so you know you've got their attention. And at the end of the lesson, they've got to put the work they've done, email it to me or put it in the chat. So then I know that they've done the work or they haven't done the work. And that is how I can pick up or phone home for children who have not been engaging. But all in all, there has been a massive amount of engagement from the students I've been teaching, which is really good.
That's very good. Well done. And tell me a bit more about how home life has changed for you and your family through the lockdown.
So home life, I've got Justine and I've got my older daughter, Janine, who is 25. Jermaine has moved on. He doesn't live at home anymore, so he's got his own place. So he hasn't been here with us. So Janine works from home as well. So we usually work together unless we've got meetings, and then we have to find separate rooms to go into. Justine, her exams got cancelled. So life has been a bit difficult in terms of getting her to do anything at all. Yes, but so that's what it is. And we've worked well together. We have, I must say, bonded very well together again in terms of living just us being here. And going on those long walks together as well has been lovely. So it helped us as a family to become more of a unit as well. I can't say we've had any arguments whatsoever.
Wow.
No, it's been quite good just being at home with them and getting on with home life. Yeah,
that's very good. So so that's good. So some things that have been positive through this period.
Yes.
So what would you say for you have been the most difficult aspects of this time?
The most difficult aspect was not being able to go anywhere at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found that really difficult right at the beginning of the lockdown. It got to a point where we were not even going to the shops because I was just too scared of catching anything, and the kids wouldn't go as well because we're too scared of catching anything and
bring it home.
Bringing it home. So we got, I mean, at one point I was doing the walking in my garden and not able exercising at home and not going anywhere at all. So that was very difficult.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're not by no means alone in having had those real anxieties, you know, about not being able to do the most basic things that we're all used to doing, and it's very tough, isn't it?
The other difficult thing as well was not being able to come to church as well. I must say that was difficult, not seeing the church family and not coming in to engage with regular church meetings. But the church online has been very good. So it sort of helps a bit. Yeah.
Good. Not quite the same, is it?
But at least there's something going on.
Something.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, thank you so much to you and to everyone who's in the teaching profession, because I certainly see from looking at the staff at St Matthew's School just how hard people have worked through this and had to manage enormous change and have that commitment that you've talked about to the best interest of the children and all the conflict that causes within you when you can't do what you want to do. So so thank you to you and everyone like you who's continuing to educate our children. So tell me, are there particular things you'd like us to pray for, either for you, for your profession, for your family? What would you say?
Well, I'd like us to pray for all teachers to continue to do the wonderful job that they have been doing throughout this pandemic. I mean, some of the teachers have been going in throughout looking after the children of key workers. And I found that really good. So I'd like to pray for all teachers. I'd also like to pray for all the health workers who have been doing a fantastic job throughout this pandemic. I think they're absolutely brilliant too. Yeah.
Really good. Thank you for that. So listen to that, everyone at St Matthew's. Please include those things in your prayers. And Josephine, thank you so much for this interview. Again, thank you for all that you do as a teacher, as a mum, and thank you for all you also do at St Matthew's. And I hope the time will be fairly soon now when we can all actually be together for worship again, because I know I feel it too.
Looking forward to it.
Not being together. It's so much an important part of our lives as Christians, isn't it? So anyway, thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you.